Hello farmers, as the wheat crop gets into the pollination stage, booting, heading and spike formation, we need to highlight a few areas of interest. You need to make sure that at this stage, as you can see, we are seeing that the crop is at the flowering stage. There are some flowers which are here, which is to say it's a very critical stage for grain filling. So you really need to make sure that your irrigation is on point. Otherwise, you will have shriveled or poorly formed grains inside the spikelets. Then you also need to make sure that you are scouting your field regularly to check for any changes that might warrant you coming in with a spray or coming in with a remedial measure when the economic injury or threshold level has been reached. Some of the things you need to look out for include the fact that you can get an occurrence of Heliothis bollworm in your field, which can come in, as you can see here. This is just one plant, but after scouting and checking this whole field, it has not become prevalent for them to come in with a spray. But once you start seeing a lot of these whitish heads, you need to uproot and check. So the bollworm will be going in through the bottom end here, and once it goes in, the crop will just dry out because there is no movement of nutrition and water inside the stem. So it's very important for you to check for this as it reduces yield. Then the other thing that you need to be on the lookout for are aphids, especially when the heat units start picking up. You need to make sure that you check for aphids on the head, on the leaves, particularly the flag leaf, at the back side, because the aphids also know they are where they are not wanted. So you need to check on the growing points at the back side, on the older leaves. That's where the aphids are most likely to be, especially on a crop that is thick and dense. You are likely to get a higher incidence of aphids, particularly when the heat units increase. Then the other thing you need to just take note of is the fact that when you are spraying some of your insecticides or herbicides, they might have a hormonal effect which might end up resulting in a curling of the head or the spike. So you really need to make sure that you're applying at the correct rate. Otherwise, that curling and hormonal effect might affect the spikelet and the spikes that you're going to get. Then because of the frost that we are receiving in this particular month, you also need to understand that you can get some heads having frost sterility, but it might not be prevalent, guided by when you planted. So which is why we say critical growth stages need to coincide with the desired weather conditions so that you don't get incidences where frost is very, very prevalent at the heading or the booting stage. So as you can see here, this is frost sterility, which was caused by extra low temperatures that were experienced. So there might not be any grain in there. But then again, if you check on the rest of the block where I am, it is not prevalent. So you need to be guided by scouting. Regular scouting is recommended. Otherwise, you will end up making decisions that are not informed. So if you scout regularly, you come in with remedial measures timeously so that you guard your yields jealously, because farming is a business.